day children, how are you all? Welcome back to the online classes of Social Science 2. So today we are going to see unit in geography, that is the second unit in geography, and a very interesting topic. So children, do you all like to travel? Yes, everybody likes to travel. So today the name of the lesson is tourism, a very interesting lesson. So we are going to see here the concept of tourism and the basic geographical components of tourism, and then the types of tourism, the types and various categories of tourism, and the various tourist attractions in India and also specifically in Tamil Nadu. Okay children, let's move into this lesson. Now, tourists, you all know about tourists, no? Picnic, you know, picnic means like what? A short trip which used to go like for one day and used to come off. And you also know about excursion, for education purposes all, from the school they take, no, that is called as your excursion. So now, the word tourist or tourism, no, was derived from an old English word, that is Turian. This refers to a person, no, who travels out of his usual environment. Usual environment means what? The routine work which you do. So like routine work means what? Today we just get up, we stay at home. Like if it is like school means you used to go to school and come back at the evening. So that is our routine work. If you take your parents, they go to work, and so this is the routine work. So leaving this usual environment and going out. Okay, that is only leaving the usual environment and going out for what? For the purpose of relaxation. And this duration, no, it should be like what? Not more than 1 year and less than 24 hours. So that is only tourists. So this is only tourists. And now here we'll see the basic main components of tourism. So first of all children, why do we travel? So we just travel to, that is for relaxation only, for relaxation, to get peace. So to leave off this routine work and to go and take rest. So before, if you see in olden days all, we used to go and stay in like grandma's house like that. But now today everybody wants privacy. Everybody wants to travel to different destinations. If you see this world, many throughout the world, many countries are there. But every country is not a destination. So it should have certain components. So it should have like pleasant weather must be there, like beautiful scenery must be there. Then only that place will be called as a destination. So now we will just see the basic three components of tourism. So these three components of tourism, no, they are called as your A3 concept. So A3 concept means the three A's. So the first A stands for attraction, and next is your accessibility, and next is your amenities. So these are called as the three aspects of tourism. Attractions mainly comprise of two types, that is your natural attraction and your cultural attraction. Now natural attraction means what? Beautiful seascape, landscape, beaches, the climatic condition and good forest, the green forest, all know that will be coming under your natural attraction, all natural sceneries. Cultural attraction. Cultural attraction means what? All historical monuments which we studied in history, all know, all forts, all the good creations, all know, this and all will be coming under your cultural attractions. If you see Delhi, if you go and see Delhi, you can see Red Fort, you can see many buildings, you can see all this Parliament House, you can see all these will be coming under your cultural attraction. Now accessibility. Accessibility means what? So if a place is there, if a destination is there, if a tourist spot is there, means how you go to the place, that is the reachability. How you go either by train or bus or flight. So that is only called as your accessibility. So the place of attraction, no, how do you go? That is the reachability, it is called, through means of transport. So these are all means of transport, no? That is the transport could be through roadways, if you go by bus or by rail, and also water means this cruises all by ships, they will tell, no, that. Now this transport means what is the main thing we have to see in this transport is the cost of travel. How much it will take, whether if you go by bus it will be cheaper or train it will be cheaper. So that and all will be coming under this, and the time also, how much time it will consume. So this and all will be coming under your accessibility. Next is amenities. Amenities means the facilities. The facilities which will help the tourist. So the needs of the tourist, what and all he needs. Suppose if you go to a place, first you need to stay. So the staying unit, where you will stay, you will be staying in hotels, cottages, etc. So that only is called as your accommodation. So accommodation, example like restaurants you have, and this hotels, etc. will be coming under your accommodation. Next is travel organizers. Travel organizers, tour operators, who will be doing this booking of this tickets, and they will just plan a thing and schedule a tour, and they will do the whole package of this tour. And next you also have, if you take this international tours, all means you have foreign exchange also. Foreign exchange means what? This currency exchange you will be having, no? Our Indian currency converting into this US dollars. So this and all will be coming under this, your amenities. So these are all the needs which a tourist need. Suppose if a foreigner is coming into India means, so he will be having, example like US dollar you take. So he wants to convert into Indian currency. So this is only called as your foreign exchange. From the ancient times, travel is a fascination for mankind, no? So this tourism, it can be divided on the basis of this nature, utility, time and distance. So the types of tourism are religious tourism, cultural tourism, historical tourism, ecotourism, adventure tourism and recreational tourism. Now, first we will see this religious tourism. Religious tourism means what? It is one of the oldest type of tourism. Here people travel individually or they go in groups for what? Pilgrimage to a religious location such as what? Temple, churches, mosque and other religious places, etc. Now, religious tour means you can give example like Varanasi, no, by Hindus, and Jerusalem, no, by Christians, and by like Mecca and Medina by Muslims. They are the examples of this religious tourism. And next we will see this historical tourism. Now, historical tourism means what? Here like it focuses mainly on visiting historically important places like monuments, museums, like forts, temples, etc. Example means like what? Taj Mahal of India, Pyramid of Egypt, like Angkor Wat of this Cambodia, no? These examples. And now an important type of tourism is the ecotourism. Ecotourism means like travel to destinations where plants and animals, no, they survive, that is they thrive in a naturally preserved environment. Example means like what? Amazon rainforest, African forest safari, trekking, no, going in this walk, the slopes of Himalayas, or the eco-friendly attractions. And also you have like gastronomy. Gastronomy is like it is one aspect which refers to cultural tourism. And next is another interesting type of tourism is adventure tourism. Adventure tourism is like travel to remote or exotic places, that is to take part in challenging outdoor activities. Example, skydive in Australia, then this bungee jumping in this New Zealand, and mountaineering in the peaks of Himalayas, and this river rafting, etc. And next is your recreational tourism. This type of tourism, no, here is just for this recreation, that is for enjoyment, that is you go for this pleasure, etc., fun activity. Here you can just give this waterfalls, hill stations, beaches, amusement parks, no, like we have this Queensland all, no. So there are all these examples for this recreational tourism. Apart from this, no children, we also have like basic two types of tourism. They are your inbound tourism and your outbound tourism. So inbound tourism is like touring within the native country itself, within the home country. And outbound tourism is touring in foreign countries, that is going to this foreign countries, okay, home country to your foreign country. So for this and all, no, as I told you in amenities, no, you have this foreign exchange centers, passport, visa agencies, all, no, all these will be coming under your amenities. Okay, children? Apart from this, no children, nowadays we have the modern types of tourism. So few modern types of tourism are this annual holiday tourism, industrial tourism, seasonal tourism, and you also have this international tourism, and also health tourism. Health tourism is specifically if you take this in Kerala all you have this Ayurveda, yoga all for treatment purposes. All people from foreign countries they come into India, so that is like called as your health tourism. And sports tourism is due to this, for undertaking the sports people travel, so that is called as your sports tourism. So now international tourism means traveling into this foreign countries, that is only called as your international tourism. So in this international tourism you have this passport and visas. Now passport means what? That is a document which states that you are a citizen of the country. So visa, so if we want to go to a foreign country we need to take a visa. Visa is nothing but a permission which is granted to go and stay in other foreign country. So that should be printed in your passport. So visas, if you take, you have different types of visas. You have tourist visa is what? Just you are going to a foreign country for like recreation. Recreation is what? For relaxation, just for seeing all the tourist spots, etc. And student visa for studying purpose. Children used to go, no, that is for that you require a student visa. And employment visa means for job purposes, and medical visa means for treatment, for medical treatment, no, that is called as your medical visa. So now children, we will be seeing the basic element of tourist attractions. So if a place has good beaches, if it has good mountains, all a snowfall like that, only people will go and visit that place. So certain basic elements are there for this tourist attraction. Only if these elements are there only people will go to that place to visit. So in that case the basic elements of tourism are pleasant weather. Pleasant weather means what? During summer time people used to go to this hill stations Ooty and Kodaikanal because of the weather. And next is your scenic beauty, beautiful sceneries, natural landscape, no, that is one thing. Then historical and cultural monuments, like if you go and visit to Taj Mahal all, so that is a historical monument. So these are all the three basic elements of the tourist attractions. Now we will see the geographical components of tourism. So geographical components means what? What and all landforms you have. That is, you have mountains, like rivers and all the water bodies. What and all we have, no? Those are called as the geographical components of tourism. Now first in this geography means what? All about land only we study, no, all the landforms all we study. So first if you take this landform means like good mountains, plateaus, this valleys, this canyons, all, no, the cirques, which and all we studied in this landforms lesson, no, you remember that sand dunes and deserts, all, no, and this coral reefs in Australia, all we studied in this landform lesson. So all these are called as the beautiful natural landforms. Next is water. Related to water means we have this what? Rivers, lakes, and main thing waterfalls. Okay, waterfalls and snow, no, snow, this glaciers, all these will be coming under this water. So this is one of the geographical component. Apart from this, what? Vegetation. Vegetation means what? Your good grasslands, forests, all this, even deserts, no, even deserts will be coming under your vegetation. And finally you have this climate. Climate means what? Good sunshine must be there, good clouds must be there. So this and all will be coming under your climate. Then animal life. Animal life means what? This wildlife, no, you have this national parks, this bird sanctuaries, all, and where you could do this hunting, fishing, all this will be coming under your animal life. And then finally the settlement. Settlement we have studied, no, where you go and stay, that is your towns, cities, villages, all will come. And also this monuments also will be coming under this settlement features. And finally we have culture also. Culture is also one of the geographical component of tourism. Culture means, like, you know, India is a country which is known for its rich culture and this hospitality. So this culture, the way of life, no, the traditions and this arts, crafts, everything will be coming under this culture. And you have a word here known as like game reserve, they will tell. Game reserve, it's nothing but an area, okay, where this animals, area of this land only, no, where it like animals and this wild animals are all protected, no, that is called as your game reserve. Now we will see the tourist attractions throughout India. So India means what? You know, it's very famous for its culture and like good food. So visitors, why they come? No, those who come to India, they tell this is most hospitality country it is. Okay, most the country serves us with good hospitality, and this foreigners, they just get attracted by this the lifestyle, this fairs and festivals all you have, no, in northern side, all this kite festival all you have in Rajasthan all, no. So foreigners get attracted to this mainly because of this culture, and also due to this treatment, that is like medical treatment also through this yoga, Ayurveda. So due to this, the foreign like people, no, they get attracted towards India due to these reasons. And now in India, main thing if you see like religious tourism is there. Religious tourism, why? Because you have lot of pilgrimage centers you have. For example, in Tamil Nadu, if you take like Rameshwaram, you have Kanchipuram, you have and also this Uttar Pradesh, no, Varanasi, Kasi, that you have. Then again Saranath you have. Then in Jammu and Kashmir you have this Vaishnavi Devi temple, and then in Goa you have this Saint Francis Xavier Church. So Punjab, you know, this Golden Temple at Amritsar, no, all these will be coming under your religious tourism, specifically throughout India. So we will study about this hill stations in India. So you know this, no, this India has many 7 principal mountain ranges. So mainly is the top like lies in the northern part only. That is like Himalayas you have. So most of this, no, this Himalayan hill stations, no, in India, they are located in where? In this like states of this Jammu and Kashmir, and also you have this like here like Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, Arunachal Pradesh, and southern side if you take, no, in Tamil Nadu you have, Kerala you have, all these are the hill stations. So these are the very important hill stations in India. So the beautiful hill stations in India if you take means Kodaikanal and Ooty in Tamil Nadu. So then if you take this northern side, you have Nainital and Missouri you have. Then Darjeeling you have. Then Gulmarg you have in Jammu and Kashmir. Then you have this Kulu Manali, no, Shimla, that is like Himachal Pradesh you have. Then Kerala, Munnar you have, and then in you also have Gangtok and Sikkim. So these are all the beautiful hill stations. Now we will see some of the important abbreviations which are related to this travel and tourism field. So in that, first is ITC. ITC means what? Inclusive Tour Charter. Then IATA. IATA is what? International Air Transport Association. Then IATO. So that is your Indian Association of Tour Operators. Operators means what? Tour operators, that is who conducts and leads the tours. And next is TAI. That is what? Travel Agents Association of India. So all the travel agents will be coming under this TAI only. And next is TTT, TTTHA. So that is your Tamil Nadu Tour Travel and Hospitality Association. Hospitality means it refers to this hotels. And next is your TTDC. TTDC is what? Tamil Nadu Tourism Development Corporation. So in every state you have this. Like here if it is TTDC means like Andhra Pradesh, it will be APTDC. That is your Andhra Pradesh Tourism Development Corporation. Okay children. Now we will just see the beautiful waterfalls in India. So in landforms lesson you have seen this waterfalls, that is rivers formation, no, from where they come. So the beautiful waterfalls in India. So these waterfalls in India, few they are like seasonal. Seasonal means only during particular seasons you can go and visit them. Few are perennial, so throughout the year it will be. So the top waterfalls in India, if you see, means Talayar waterfalls, you have Jog waterfalls you have, and you also have this Athirapalli waterfalls you have. And now we will see about this wildlife and bird sanctuaries in India. So wildlife and bird sanctuary. So wildlife and bird sanctuary means, you know, Vedantangal bird sanctuary, where these birds, no, they are all preserved, where this wildlife is preserved. That is the zoos we have, no. So Arinaranna zoological park we have, no. So here if you see India, you have this like different types of birds. You have this Royal Bengal tiger, no, that is very popular. Then this Indian lions, you have elephants, you have rhinoceros, you have Indian leopard, you have, and many kinds of reptiles all, no. These are all the important wildlife which are seen in India. So why I am talking about this wildlife and bird sanctuaries, because due to this also people come and visit from other foreign countries, and people, so we all like to go to a zoo, no, that is your wildlife, and we all like to go to Vedantangal also, bird sanctuary. So these are all the things which attract the people to come and visit. So the top wildlife sanctuaries in India, if you see, means Mudumalai you have, Kaziranga National Park you have, Kanha National Park in like Madhya Pradesh you have, and Sundarban National Park you have, and also you have this Corbett National Park, Periyar National Park, so Gir Forest. All these are all the wildlife sanctuaries in India. Now bird sanctuaries, where these birds are preserved. No, the top bird sanctuaries in India, if you see, this Kuntankulam bird sanctuary, no, in Tamil Nadu you have, and also we have this Kumarakom Kumarakom bird sanctuary in Kerala. So if you take this northern side in Gujarat, you have this Nal Sarovar bird sanctuary, and also this Nawabganj bird sanctuary also in Uttar Pradesh we have. So apart from this wildlife and bird sanctuaries, you also have a lot of beaches in India, so which attracts tourists not only from India, also throughout the world. So India is a country like with 7,517 kilometer long coastline, okay, so which comprises what? Beautiful beaches, okay, and which is what? Bounded by what? Arabian Sea and main Bay of Bengal. Now here this Indian beaches, if you take, means you have this here different landforms, and also this aquatic means under the sea, no. So this aquatic organisms also, flora also you have, fauna also you have. So flora means what? Flora means like plants, and fauna means what? Fauna means your animals. So the top beaches in India, if you see, Dhanushkodi is in Tamil Nadu, and also you have this Kerala Varkala beach you have, and then Aguda beach in Goa is very popular. You have this beautiful this beaches we have, also this mountain ranges we have, then wildlife and bird sanctuaries, and apart from this we also saw this hill stations. So these are all the things which attracts people like throughout the world to come into India. That's why India is also known as the destination. That is, destination means what? Where the tourists come and visit. Now we are going to see the tourist attractions in Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu tourist attractions. Why Tamil Nadu is a tourist destination? Because of its religious centers, no, temples you have, then retreats, spiritual retreat centers you have, beaches you have, hill stations and waterfalls, wildlife, this architecture, art, crafts, all these heritage monuments are all there in Tamil Nadu. Due to this only, Tamil Nadu is known as a tourist destination. Now, religious tourism in Tamil Nadu. So, religious tourism means what? Going and visiting to, like going to a pilgrimage place. So, here if you see, Tamil Nadu is a land of temples, no? And it is the greatest source of this spiritual regeneration also. That is for travelers throughout the world. And if you see here in Tamil Nadu, you have more than 33,000 ancient temples. Okay, those temples are mainly, they belong to this Dravidian style of this architecture. So we have studied in this history, this Cholas, Pandyas, all. So that the style of architecture, and the important main places of religious visit in Tamil Nadu are as follows. So we have this Tanjavur big temple and Madurai Meenakshi temple, then this Rameshwaram temple, then temples and different temples at Kanchipuram also, and you have this Nagur Dargah and also Velangani Mada Church. Next we will see the hill stations in Tamil Nadu. So Tamil Nadu hill stations is what it should come into your mind: Ooty and Kodaikanal. So Ooty, Uttakamandalam, it is known as the Queen of Hills. Aircard is what? Poor man's Ooty they used to tell. And Elagiri you have, and this Kotagiri, and this Kolli Hills, Anaimalai Hills, and this Megamalai. Also you have then Javadi Hills. So these are all the important hill stations in Tamil Nadu. Mountains and rivers of this Tamil Nadu, no, they combined together, okay, and they created a many number of waterfalls in Tamil Nadu, and we have this like natural, these are the natural wonders which attract tourists from all over the world. So the important waterfalls in Tamil Nadu are Hogeneckal Falls. Hogeneckal Falls is like what? The location is like, it is like a waterfall which is located in the Dharmapuri district. And next is your Kumbakarai Falls. Kumbakarai Falls means here like river Pambar, no? Due to this river Pambar only, that is at this foothills of this Kodaikanal in Theni district. Next is Monkey Falls. Monkey Falls is like what? It lies to this Anaimalai hill range in Coimbatore, surrounded by all good green forest. Then you have this Killiyur Falls. Killiyur Falls, they are situated in the like Shabaran hill ranges of this Eastern Ghats. The most important famous waterfall in Tamil Nadu is the Kutralam Waterfalls, that is located in the Tirunelveli district. Okay, it is also known for its like medical spa. Medical spa means they will do where few ailments will get like cured. And due to that water, no, it has certain medicinal properties, the water which falls. And Agaya Gangai, it is like located in this Kolli Hills in this Eastern Ghats of this Namakkal district of Tamil Nadu. And next is your Suruli Falls. Suruli Falls it is also called as your Cloud Land or Megamalai Falls. It is located in Theni district of Tamil Nadu. Now we will see this wildlife and bird sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu. Wildlife sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu means here you also have this national parks, okay, national parks also, and also the bird sanctuaries. Birds are preserved and kept, no, bird sanctuaries also. So the important wildlife sanctuaries, if you see Mudumalai wildlife sanctuary you have, also you have this Point Kalmar you have, and this Indira Gandhi wildlife sanctuary in Coimbatore, and this Kalakat wildlife sanctuary in Tirunelveli. These are all the important wildlife sanctuaries, and also the bird sanctuaries, important bird sanctuaries in Tamil Nadu. So these bird sanctuaries, if you see, you have this Vetangudi bird sanctuary in Sivagangai. You also have this Karaiveti bird sanctuary in Ariyallur, and this Vellore bird sanctuary in Erode, and the top, the very important bird sanctuary is Vedandangal in Kanchipuram district of Tamil Nadu. Apart from this, we also have this national parks in Tamil Nadu. The important national parks in Tamil Nadu, if you see Gindi National Park, everyone would have visited, and it's in Chennai only. And this Gulf of Mannar Marine Park, and next is your Indira Gandhi National Park, and this Mukuti National Park, that is in this Nilgiris, and Mudumalai National Park in this Nilgiris. So these are all important national parks. That is, we have this zoo they tell, no, that only mostly. And apart from this, we have a lot of beaches in Tamil Nadu. We will see the important beaches in Tamil Nadu. So Marina Beach. So people like apart from Chennai, those who are coming into Chennai, the main thing which they go and visit is Marina Beach. So the important beaches in Tamil Nadu are like you have this Kovalam Beach in Kanchipuram you have, and this Chennai Marina Beach, it's very popular, the second longest beach and the world. Then Kanyakumari Beach you have, Rameshwaram Beach, and this Elliott's Beach in Chennai, no, and Mahabalipuram beach, this ECR road we have, and next is a Silver Beach in Kadalur. So these are all the important features which attract people, no, throughout the world, and also this from India. Within India also people come to see these important features, that is this beaches, hill stations, etc. So before we could see this environmental impact of tourism, just watch this video, children. So have you watched this video, children? Now we will be seeing this environmental impact of tourism. So tourism today, it is like an industry. So what are the consequences? That is, what are the results due to this tourism industry? So that is mainly about this environmental impact. So now the positive impacts also you have, and also you have this negative features, negative impacts on tourism also. So now it has this industry, it has created like both this even negative and even positive also. Now positive impacts of tourism, if you see, a lot of financial contribution, because people from various other foreign countries, all they come into India, and contribution to this government, to this revenues also, and environmental management and planning, then increasing this environmental awareness. So these are all the positive impacts, and this modes of this infrastructure all gets improved. So since people come to a destination, so if you see Kerala all, for now the infrastructure has improved, because since this Munnar all has become a destination only, people will improve this roadways, railways all. So these are all the positive impacts. That area itself will get developed. So these are all the positive impacts of tourism. Negative impacts also you have on tourism. So this negative impacts of this tourism, if you see, means depletion of this natural resources. Natural resources means like water resources, local resources, and also if you see this land degradation, all these nutrients all will go. They will start constructing this amusement parks. So due to this all, what happens? This natural resources all get depleted. They will just to improve this tourism, so new constructions will be done where this natural environment will get spoiled. Then pollution, lot of pollution, that is noise pollution you have, air pollution you have, and also this dumping of the sewage all you have, that is there. And destruction and alteration of this ecosystem. Ecosystem is like what? Air, water. So you have a lot of disturbance in this soil. So these are all the negative impacts of tourism. So now the basic thing what we have to remember in this tourism is like, when you go to a place, you just have to leave your footprints alone. You should not go and scribble on the walls, should not throw wastage here, you should not carry this plastic, this and all the things which have to be remembered. if you go to a bird sanctuary and also like wildlife national parks also, you should not hurt the animals, you should not give your food to those animals, you should not disturb the animals, because these animals are protected in this like natural environment. So these are all the things which we have to like follow when we go and visit a place. Now we will just see a short recap of this lesson. First is what? The word tourist was derived from a old English word, like Torian it is. Then basic components of tourism are about A3 concept, that is your attraction, accessibility and your amenities. And now tourism, no, it depends. Okay, it can be divided into various types and also categories also. Depends upon this nature, like time and distance, utility, etc. And the basic geographical components of tourism are, that is that location, this climate, landforms, this is all the basic geographical components of tourism. And you have this India, no, it's a country which is known for its hospitality to all the visitors from all over the world. So in India you have this the 7 principal mountain ranges. And now scenery. Now scenery means what? You have this good mountains, landscapes and also this glaciers, forests, deserts. These are all be coming under this good beautiful scenery. And also this country, it also has dense thick forest also. So you have this which provides this home to this wildlife. And Tamil Nadu also, it is very well known for its diverse and natural heritage. So diverse natural heritage that it possesses. So in India we have a lot of hill stations, beaches, national, that is wildlife, national parks, that is your wildlife and bird sanctuaries. So with this we have come to the end of this lesson. Thank you children.